Very good morning, dear students. Let us continue our organic chemistry discussion from this stage, that is aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids. We had come to the last synopsis slide under aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids. Aldehydes and ketones is complete. We are now discussing carboxylic acids, and in that, this is the last section under carboxylic acids. Okay. After having seen all the reactions, after having completed the synopsis for carboxylic acids, let us now proceed with multiple choice questions on carboxylic acids. Hope all of you can recollect these reactions from our last class. HVZ reaction, a reaction which is shown by carboxylic acids with alpha hydrogen, and then you have electrophilic substitution reactions of aromatic carboxylic acids where substitution takes place at the meta position. Meta positionally substitution agutte. Okay, yes. So the synopsis part is complete. Now let us take up questions one by one. Question number 28. The compound formed as a result of oxidation of ethyl benzene. So what is getting oxidized? Ethyl benzene is getting oxidized. Ethyl benzene is the compound which is getting oxidized. And what is the oxidizing agent? KMnO4, a very strong oxidizing agent. Okay. So what is the product to be predicted here? Let me write the reaction. You have ethyl benzene, benzene attached to ethyl group, CH2, CH3. This upon oxidation by KMnO4. KMnO4. Okay. In presence of, say, a base, alkali. And then to get the carboxylic acid, you neutralize it with an acid. Okay. This gives you, see what the product is? The entire alkyl chain, this part, this CH2, CH3 part, completely gets oxidized to carboxylic acid. COOH. Yes. The whole CH2, CH3 ethyl part gets oxidized to COOH. Okay. This is benzoic acid. Hence, the correct answer is option D. Option D, benzoic acid is the right answer. So remember, any alkyl group gets oxidized to benzoic acid only. ಅದು ಮೀಥೈಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಥೈಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರೊಪೈಲ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಐಸೋಬ್ಯೂಟೈಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಐಸೋಪ್ರೊಪೈಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. Okay, any alkyl group attached to benzene ring gets oxidized to COOH, benzoic acid. That was question number 28. Now coming to question number 29. Let me read question number 29 now. Compounds X and Y. There are two compounds X and Y. Give effervescence with sodium carbonate solution. So both compounds X and Y give effervescence with sodium carbonate solution. X gives a white precipitate. X gives a white PPT with ammoniacal silver nitrate, which is Tollens reagent, whereas Y gives a sweet smelling compound on heating with alcohol. Y gives a sweet smelling compound on heating with alcohol. So we have to find out what X and Y are. X, Y, ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, let us take the clues. Let us take the clues and try to identify what is X and what is Y. Okay, compounds X and Y give effervescence with sodium carbonate solution. So they are likely to be carboxylic acids, because carboxylic acids, look at this. Carboxylic acids are the ones which react with sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. Okay, to form the corresponding salt. Corresponding carboxylate salt, liberating carbon dioxide. That is what is seen as effervescence. Okay? Yes, carbon dioxide is liberated. So this is a reaction typical of acid. So if compounds X and Y give effervescence, this effervescence is nothing but liberated carbon dioxide with sodium carbonate, then X and Y both are acids. Acid, okay? Now let's look at the next clue. Next clue ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. So I can write the conclusions here. X and Y are carboxylic acids. Yes, both are carboxylic acids. Okay. Now we have to differentiate between X and Y. X gives a white PPT with tolerance reagent, which means X is reacting with tolerance reagent. How can a carboxylic acid react with tolerance reagent? The only carboxylic acid. Dear students, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇದನ್ನ. This is important. The only carboxylic acid which can show a positive test with tolerance reagent is formic acid, HCOOH. Formic acid HCOOH reacts with tolerance reagent. Reacts with tolerance reagent. Please look at that word reagent. It's not coming out correctly here. Please write down reagent. Yes. Yeah. So formic acid reacts with tolerance reagent, which means X must be formic acid. X is formic acid HCOOH. Formic acid. Okay. Now what about Y? Y reacts with alcohol to give us sweet smelling compound. That sweet smelling compound is an ester. Sweet smelling compound is an ester. Okay. Right. So if the compound is reacting with alcohol to give an ester, what does it mean? The given compound is a carboxylic acid, because carboxylic acids react with alcohols. Carboxylic acids react with alcohols to yield esters. RCOOR plus water. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. So the given compound therefore must be another carboxylic acid. So Y must be another carboxylic acid. ಯಾವ acid ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗಷ್ಟೇ. It's a carboxylic acid. Now let us look at the options. Options ನೋಡೋಣ. X is formic acid. See, in which option first compound is formic acid? Option A, HCOOH. This information itself is enough for us to answer this question. ಇನ್ನೇನು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. This information itself is enough. So in option A, X, the first compound is formic acid and the second compound is carboxylic acid. So we had concluded earlier that Y can be any acid. It's not specified in the question, but here Y is suggested to be acetic acid. Since it's a carboxylic acid, we can consider this to be correct answer. Because it's a carboxylic acid, obviously acetic acid will react with an alcohol to give a sweet smelling ester. So option A matches all the description given in the question. So A is the correct answer. This important question, mark ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. A is the correct answer. Okay? Yes, please write it down. I'll pause for a couple of seconds. Okay, we'll now proceed next. Question number 30. This is a question related to acid strength of carboxylic acids. And here you're also comparing carboxylic acids with alcohol and phenol. alcohol and phenol. Okay. Now let me give you the order of acid strength of these compounds. We all know carboxylic acids are right at the top. Carboxylic acids have a very high acid strength at the top, followed by phenols C6H5OH, followed by alcohols ROH. Alcohols the least acidic of them all. Andre here the alcohol given is ethanol. Ethanol must be the least acidic. So in all options A, B, C, D, in all the options, ethanol is the least acidic. Okay. Next comes phenol. So after ethanol, you should have phenol. See in which options you have phenol after ethanol. Option A and option D. Option A ಮತ್ತು option D ನಲ್ಲಿ after ethanol you have phenol. That is correct. Now you have to decide between acetic acid and formic acid. Okay, acetic acid and formic acid. This is acetic acid. CH3COOH is acetic acid, and HCOOH is formic acid. Okay, please remember all of you, methyl group exerts plus I effect. Plus I effect of methyl group. And in the synopsis discussion, we had learnt a very, very important point. What was that point? Electron releasing groups. Electron releasing groups decrease acid strength. Decrease acid strength. Very important point. Okay. Where on the other hand, electron withdrawing group will increase acid strength. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ electron releasing group ಯಾವ acid ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ? Acetic acid ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? Formic acid ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? It is an acetic acid. Hence acetic acid is weaker than formic acid. Acetic acid is weaker than formic acid. So in which option you find this order? Ethanol lowest, followed by phenol, followed by acetic acid, and then formic acid. It is option A. Option A. Yes. For question number 30, option A is the answer. Okay, we shall now come to question number 31. Which part of the COOH group, the carboxylic acid group, which part of the carboxylic acid group gets cleaved? It is broken, okay? Gets cleaved during esterification reaction. Okay. So which part of the COOH group is cleaved during esterification reaction? Another important question. Please write down. Let me show you which bond is cleaved or broken during esterification. Carboxylic acid is made to react with an alcohol. Okay. And you end up getting an ester. RCOOR. And this reaction is catalyzed in the presence of an acid. H+. It's a reversible process. It is catalyzed by an acid. And what is removed during esterification? Water. Okay. See which are the bonds which are broken. These are the bonds which are broken. The OH bond is broken in alcohol, and the COH bond is broken in carboxylic acid. This is what you need to understand. In alcohol, OH bond is broken. In carboxylic acid, COH bond is broken. So which is the correct answer? The question asked is, which part of COH group gets cleaved during esterification? It is the COH part. The COH part is what is getting cleaved. See, the COH bond. This bond is what is getting broken, cleaved. Hence the correct answer is option D, COH. COH bond is broken. Yes, important. In alcohol, OH bond is broken. In carboxylic acid, COH bond is broken. Okay. Yes. So this is about esterification reaction. Okay. Next. Question number 32. The end product in the following sequence of reactions is. So you get a lot of questions like this in your entrance exam. Questions in which you'll have to find out products in a sequence of reactions. Check one by one. Okay. Let me write the starting raw material here. It's a cyclic compound with an alcoholic functional group as well as a nitrile functional group. Then this is made to undergo hydrolysis. H3O plus always represents hydrolysis, okay, heat. Now when you hydrolyze it, the nitrile group is the one which gets hydrolyzed here. Nitrile group reacts, CN. That gets hydrolyzed to COOH. It gets hydrolyzed to COH. Let's check this. OH remains same. OH is intact. Now CN part, the CN part becomes COOH. Let me show that to you. The CN part becomes COOH. Carboxylic acid. Okay. Now what is being done? This is further heated in presence of an acid. H plus heat and water is lost. ಇದೇ clue, ಇದೇ important clue ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Water is lost. So please observe this. There is an alcohol functional group. OH alcohol functional group ಇದೆ. There is also a carboxylic acid functional group. So between alcoholic functional group and carboxylic acid functional group, you can expect esterification reaction. So there will be esterification reaction. Esterification. Okay, to give this compound Y. Esterification to give this compound Y. Let us see what Y is. Y is nothing but, okay, intramolecular esterification. Esterification taking place in the same molecule. Check this. The cyclohexane ring. Amele, you will have this oxygen atom involved in ester linkage. Okay. You have this bond and then O. CO. Yes. This is the ester linkage. Check this, please. This part is ester linkage. Ester. Yes. Now which option is correct here? Which option matches this? Option A. Option A matches this. Hence, you have option A as the answer for this question. Yes. This is intramolecular esterification. Esterification taking place within the molecule. Okay. So just copy it down quickly. Copy. Yes. Now we'll move on to the next question. Question number 33. Benzoic acid. Benzoic acid is allowed to react with ammonia and the product formed is strongly heated. The final product is, okay. So let me give you the general reaction. What is the general reaction? Whenever a carboxylic acid is heated with ammonia, or when it is first treated with ammonia, carboxylic acid is acidic, ammonia is basic, and this results in formation of ammonium carboxylate salt. Ammonium carboxylate salt. This upon strong heating loses water molecule and forms this compound. One second. And forms this amide RCONH2. So that's the plan. This is what happens. This is general reaction. Now let me take up the example given here. The given carboxylic acid is benzoic acid. So benzoic acid upon treatment with ammonia should give ammonium benzoate. Ammonium benzoate. Same, okay? This upon heating loses water to give you the corresponding amide. How do you write the amide? Observe Madi. Here it is RCONH2. In this case, the R group is nothing but the benzene ring. So just attach that to CONH2. CONH2. Benzamide is the answer. Benzamide is the answer. Option D. Observe Madi. Option D is the answer. Benzamide. Very simple. Very simple. The compound is called benzamide or benzenamide. Okay. That's it. That is question number 33. Copy it down quickly. Yes. Now let us proceed further. Question number 34. Okay. I hope most of you are able to recognize the first reaction. Carboxylic acid is made to react with red phosphorus in presence of bromine, followed by hydrolysis. Okay. The first reaction is HVZ reaction. HVZ reaction. See this? CH3, CH2, COOH made to react with 1 red phosphorus in presence of bromine, 2 hydrolysis. Second step hydrolysis. This is nothing but your HVZ reaction. This is HVZ reaction. Yes. What kind of carboxylic acids show HVZ reaction? Carboxylic acids with alpha hydrogen. Okay. Shown by carboxylic acids with alpha hydrogen. Yes. Now where is alpha hydrogen here? Yes, these are the alpha hydrogens. Nan circle ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. I am highlighting it. These are the alpha hydrogens. That gets replaced by bromine in the compound. Let us write the structure of the compound. CH3. Then instead of H you have Br here. You have Br. Substituted. Okay. And then carboxylic acid group COOH. This must be your compound A. This is your compound A. Now what is this treated with? This is treated with alcoholic KOH followed by acidification. Okay. Now what happens when you treat this with alcoholic KOH? Alcoholic KOH is dehydrohalogenating agent. Please recollect from haloalkanes chapter. Elimination reaction. Dehydrohalogenation. Okay. So what will happen here? Bromine gets removed along with the beta hydrogen. This is a beta hydrogen. So hence it is beta elimination. This results in an alkene being formed. CH2, CH2. Okay. Elimination reaction results in a double bond. CH, COOH. Yes. This is the compound. This is the product formed. So nodi ಯಾವ option match ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ which option matches this? Yes, option B. Option B matches this. Option B is the right answer. Very good. Mark it as an important question. All questions in which you are made to analyze a sequence of reactions are important in entrance exams. Okay? Good. So let's now continue further. Let's see if there is one more question under this. Yes, question number 35. I think this is the last question. Question number 35. In a set of reactions, ethyl benzene yields a product D. You have to find out what that product D is. Okay. Let us write down the set of reactions here. First, ethyl benzene is there. This is ethyl benzene. Okay. It is made to react with alkaline KMNO4. KMNO4 in presence of a base, some alkali, and then heated. So you know KMNO4 is an oxidizing agent. It will oxidize this entire ethyl group. This entire ethyl group is oxidized to carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acid group. So benzene ring. Now attached to This oxidized form carboxylic acid. Okay, this must be your compound B. This must be your compound B. Okay. Now what is done to compound B? Compound B is treated with bromine in presence of FeCl3. Check marna. It is treated with bromine in presence of FeCl3. Bromine, FeCl3. So this compound undergoes bromination, and carboxylic acid is meta-directing. So what is the product you get? You have this benzene ring. COH group is the one which is obtained by oxidation. COH, and you now have bromine atom attached to the meta position. This is meta position. So bromine attached here. So this is meta-bromobenzoic acid. Meta-bromobenzoic acid. This is your compound C. This is your compound C. This is your compound B. Now, you should find out what is D. So in D, or when you have to get D, you need to treat C with an alcohol in presence of an acid. See, look, this is a carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid reacts with alcohol to give you esters. That's all. So the product therefore must be an ester here. If you heat it with ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH in presence of an acid, this is esterification reaction. So check out the product. You get benzene ring. It will bromine attach due to bromination, and then COOH will become COO C2H5 after esterification. Yes, this is your compound compound D. This is your compound D. Now try to match it with the options here. You should have ester group COO C2H5. Yes, here it is. COO C2H5 there. And meta to it. At the meta position there must be bromine. Yes, at the meta position there is bromine. Hence option C is our correct answer. Option C is our correct answer. Very easy, very simple. Okay. So mark it as an important question. I will wait for a couple of seconds so that you can complete it. Please do complete it. Okay. That was question number 35. Yes. With this we come to the end of aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids worksheet. Next we have organic compounds containing nitrogen. Next chapter. Next organic chemistry chapter. Organic compounds containing nitrogen. Okay. Yes. Under this, we studied two categories of compounds: amines and diazonium salts. Amines and diazonium salts. Amines are characterized by the functional group NH2. Amines are characterized by the functional group NH2. And the next category of compounds is diazonium salts. Diazonium salts would have the following structure: diazonium salt. Benzene ring, or in general, if I have to represent it in general, it is Rn2 plus Rn2 plus X minus, benzene diazonium halide. Okay, this is how you generally represent it. Okay, let us quickly go through the synopsis part and then start solving questions one by one. Okay, classification of amines, like alkyl halides and alcohols. Amines are also classified into three types based on their degree of substitution. They are primary, secondary and tertiary amines. Now how do you recognize these amines? Very simple, understand this. Primary amine is an amine where nitrogen atom is attached to two hydrogen atoms. That's when you call it a primary amine. A secondary amine is an amine where nitrogen is attached to only one hydrogen, secondary amine. Tertiary amine, nitrogen will have no hydrogen at all, highest degree of substitution. Aduna tertiary amine anta kariತೀವಿ. This is a broad classification of amines. Amines can also be classified as aliphatic and aromatic. Aliphatic if it has no benzene ring, aromatic if there is benzene ring. This is classification of amines. Next, nomenclature. One must be very careful with respect to nomenclature of amines. The functional group amines NH2 will have the suffix. The suffix for this particular functional group is amine itself. Amine. Hence, these compounds are named as alkanamines. Okay. Then, rest of the rules are very similar to what we follow for alcohols. If more than one NH2 groups are there, then you use prefixes di, tri, tetra, etc. Diamine, triamine, and so on. And whenever you are numbering the chain, see to it that carbon attached to NH2 gets the lowest number. That's the lowest locate. Okay. One other important point you should note down here is, if you are naming secondary and tertiary amines, for secondary and tertiary amines, the alkyl groups attached to nitrogen atom, are indicated by using the alphabet N. They are named as N-alkyl. In numbers barala, numbers use madala. For alkyl groups attached to nitrogen atom, you don't use numbers, you just use the alphabet N, N-alkyl. If you have two alkyl groups on the nitrogen atom, then you will write it as NN dialkyl. N, N dialkyl. This is for secondary amine. Secondary amine. Tertiary amine ge innondu alkyl group irutte, therefore you name it as N, N dialkyl. N, N dialkyl, usually for tertiary amines. Yes. This is what you have to know and understand. Okay. Some sample examples are given here. I'll just take up a couple of examples. Check out. I'll take up one primary amine example. See this? This is an amine. How do we number it? 1, 2, and 3. So this is a propanamine. But at what position is amine present? Amine is present on the second position. Therefore, you will be naming it as propan 2 amine. See this? Propan 2 amine. Yes. Now let me take one. Secondary amine example. The longest chain is this. This is the longest chain, longest continuous chain. That becomes a root word. Adu root word agutte. So this compound must be named as ethanamine. It should be called ethanamine. Okay. So this is called ethanamine. Then what about this substituent here, methyl? Yes, methyl group is attached to nitrogen atom. Hence, as I told earlier, you should use the alphabet N. This will be named N-methyl ethanamine. Methyl is indicated using the alphabet N, and hence it is N-methyl ethanamine. Important, okay? Now let me take a tertiary amine example. On the tertiary amine example, I think I'll take this one. Yeah. Now, which is the longest chain, longest possible continuous chain? This one. Butyl chain, okay? So it's a butanamine. Nodili? Butanamine. Now, nitrogen atom is in turn attached to two substituents. Ethyl and ethyl. Two ethyl groups are there. So how will we name it? It's a diethyl. But because there are two ethyl groups, you need to repeat the alphabets N twice. So it is N, N, diethyl butanamine. N, N, diethyl butanamine. That's how it is. Okay. These are some basic rules and aspects related to nomenclature of amines. We'll go further. Yes, we have questions related to this. First question: which of the following is a secondary amine? Is a secondary amine yavadu anta find out madbeku. Okay, let us write the structure of each one of this and find it out. A. Option A is dimethylamine. CH3. Dimethyl is there must be two methyl groups attached to nitrogen atom. One second. Yes, this is dimethylamine, option A. How do you recognize secondary amine? Secondary amine is an amine in which nitrogen is attached to only one hydrogen. Yes, this happens to be a secondary amine. Straight away we know it. This is secondary amine. Okay. So that is the answer. Let us look at the other options just for the sake of curiosity. Option B is aniline. Aniline. See, in aniline, nitrogen is attached to two hydrogen atoms, so it's a primary amine. This is a primary amine. This is option B. What is option C? Isobutylamine. Isobutylamine andreno NH2 group attached to isobutyl group. This is isobutyl group. CH, CH3, CH2. This is isobutyl group. To this you have amine group attached. NH2. Again you see nitrogen attached to two hydrogens. So this is also a primary amine. This is also a primary amine. Option C. What is option D? Secondary butylamine. Now ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಯೂಶಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. It's a secondary amine, so you mark option D as the answer. Yes, you'll mark option D as the answer. Let us check it out. Secondary butylamine, secondary amine ನೋಡೋಣ. Okay, how do you write secondary butylamine? Check this. Secondary butylamine is this: CH3, CH2, CH, CH3. This is secondary butyl group. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ NH2 group attach ಆದರೆ it is secondary butylamine. Yes, this is a secondary butyl group, but is it secondary amine? No. Observe this. Observe ಮಾಡಿ. Nitrogen is attached to two hydrogens, so this also is a primary amine. This also is a primary amine. So in secondary word ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. Secondary is for the alkyl group. This is the butyl group, secondary butyl group. That doesn't make this the secondary amine. This is still a primary amine because for you to decide primary, secondary and tertiary amines, decide ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ you should look at the hydrogen atoms attached to nitrogen. One hydrogen present, secondary. Two hydrogens present, primary. No hydrogens present, tertiary. Okay? Yes. That was question number 1. Now coming to question number 2. The IUPAC name of, there is an amine given, we have to find out its IUPAC name. Okay, let me write the structure first. CH3 twice. CH3 attached to nitrogen. Two CH3 groups attached to nitrogen. And that nitrogen is in turn attached to CH. And again that is attached to two CH3 groups. Yes, this is the compound we have to name. First of all, please recognize that it's a tertiary amine. The tertiary amine agutte. Okay? Yes, nitrogen has no hydrogen. Now, which is the longest chain here? The longest continuous chain of carbon atoms is this. Longest continuous chain. So the root word is prop. It's a propanamine. It's a propanamine. Propanamine. Now, please observe there are two methyl groups directly attached to nitrogen atom. Okay, and at what position amine group is attached to carbon? Second position. Second position. Adrinda you have to be specific. It is propan 2 amine. Adunu indicate ಮಾಡಿ. Indicate the position. It is propan 2 amine. Yes, and now you have two methyl groups attached to nitrogen, so you can call it N, N, N. Dimethyl propan 2 amine. This is the name. N, N dimethyl propan 2 amine. Okay. Which option matches this? N, N dimethyl propan 2 amine. Option 2. Straight away. Option A, sorry. N, N dimethyl propan 2 amine. Option A. Option A is the correct answer. Yes. In question number 1, the correct answer is dimethyl amine. Option A. That is secondary amine. Okay. Let's proceed now. Let's proceed further. Now quickly let us go through the methods of preparation. What are the different methods of preparations of amines? Amines can be prepared by reduction of nitro compounds. See, the nitro group gets reduced to the NH2 group. And you have a variety of reducing agents available. You can use catalytic hydrogenation or metal in HCl, metal in an acid. So these are the reducing options available. Okay, reduction of nitro compounds is one method. Another method is ammonolysis. This is something we have discussed in haloalkanes chapter. See, primary amine can react with a haloalkane in a simple nucleophilic substitution reaction to give you a secondary amine. That further reacts with one more mole of haloalkane to give you tertiary amine. That reacts with another mole of haloalkane to give you quaternary ammonium salt. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು haloalkanes chapter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದೀವಿ. It's a revision of that. Okay. Yes. Proceeding further. Okay. Just like how you can reduce nitro compounds, you can also reduce nitriles. Nitrile is reduced to amine. Please observe the changes. Carbon atom gets reduced to CH2 part. Carbon atom CH2 part आगता है, and nitrogen gets reduced to NH2 part. So this gives you a primary amine. This gives you a primary amine. Okay. Just a note here. Just a note point. The note point is, if instead of nitrile, if you have isonitrile RNC, and if you reduce it, if it's subjected to reduction, then you end up getting a secondary amine RNH CH3. You end up getting a secondary amine. So cyanides give you a primary amine. This is primary amine, whereas isocyanides give you secondary amines. Adhe tara amides can also get reduced. Amide CO part gets reduced to CH2 part. So amide gets reduced to amine as well. And then comes a very, very important method, a name reaction, Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. Very important. Here you take a compound called phthalimide, treat it with a base that will remove this proton, and you get the corresponding salt N minus. This acts like a nucleophile. This acts like a nucleophile, attacks haloalkane, and you get N-alkyl phthalimide. You get N-alkyl phthalimide. Okay, that upon hydrolysis gives you primary amine. Gives you primary amine. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ important point. Gabriel phthalimide synthesis is used for the preparation of only primary aliphatic amines. Exclusive for primary aliphatic amines. Okay, important point. Okay, let's proceed further. Another very important name reaction, Hoffman bromamide degradation. Hoffman bromamide degradation, very, very important. So what happens here? An amide reacts with halogen in presence of a base to give a primary amine. Only primary amines are obtained here. Primary amines. Now, please observe, one carbon atom is removed. This carbon atom is removed. Okay, it comes out as carbonate. It is removed as carbonate. Okay, so this is a reaction in which an amine is reduced to or is converted to an amine, a primary amine, with one carbon less. Primary aliphatic and aromatic amines with one less carbon. One carbon less. That's an important thing. This is Hoffman bromamide reaction. Okay. Next. Okay, we now have questions.